Hello there, and thank you for joining today's Facebook Live session. I am Missy Bolden with K12, and we are talking about just how easy it is to start the enrollment process. Many of our K-12 powered schools are currently still enrolling for this school year. It's not too late. I have the web content manager, Savion Stevens, joining me today. He's going to really kind of chime in and walk us through once we start talking about the checklist. So welcome, Savion. So happy to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just walk over to, or actually head on over to our K12.com. All of these links, as you know, I like to make sure these links are in the description. So find a school, you're going to see that in the description, and that's going to allow you to see which school or schools are in your state. So you'll be able to put a little bit of information in there. And then there is a link to how to enroll. You can go ahead and start the enrollment process. You can also take a look at the enrollment checklist. So once you land on how to enroll or the 3 easy steps to enroll, that's what is called in the description. This is where you're going to come. So I do like to always just point out a couple of things. You can learn more about Stride. You can get more familiar with our programs and curriculum. Stride Career Prep is such a great program, not in all of our schools, but in many of our schools across the nation. It allows students to take career focused courses and choose a pathway that leads to an in-demand career. So definitely check that out. Love success stories. You'll get a chance to hear from some of our current or former K-12 powered school students and maybe even their families. And then under the parent and resources, the parent and student resources, this is where you're going to find how to enroll and that enrollment checklist that we're going to get back to. So now that we're here, want to point out a couple of other things. You can always find a school by clicking on this icon. You can chat with someone in real time if you need to. You can always call, and this just gives you another place to do the how to enroll to start that process. So let's just scroll down. It's easy to get started. 3 simple steps. Here are the steps. Create your account. So you want to get started by creating an account in the parent portal. This is going to be the place where you're going to get the majority of your information. You'll have access to the online application, real-time alerts, quick links. This is what you need to do as far as step number 1. Then you want to choose your school. So keep in mind, we have many schools, and in your state, you might be lucky that there's more than one school. So make sure you check out what's available in your state. You want to go ahead and choose your school. And then you want to complete the admissions questions. There is paperwork needed, such as proof of residency, birth certificates, a lot of the common things that you're going to need when you are enrolling your child or children in school. So really, it's just those 3 steps. Those are the things you want to keep in mind. Make sure you have all of your documentation on hand. We don't want anything to stop that process, anything keeping you from getting approved. You can begin enrollment by clicking here. So again, those 3 steps: create that account, choose your school, and then complete the admissions questions. These links are available to you right in the description. Again, many of our K-12 powered schools are still enrolling. Even if you've missed the first day of school, it's not too late for you to get in. So don't let that deter you. Now, I do want Savion to just quickly introduce himself, talk a little bit about what you do here at Stride, and then we can go right into the enrollment checklist.
Okay, sounds good. So at Stride K12, what I really do to break things down, all of the beautiful things that you see here, the different sections of our homepage, K12.com, about Stride K12, programs and curriculum, all of those things on that banner and that menu navigation. I help optimize those pages, any type of updates that are needed. We take in parent and family feedback and user testing. We do a lot of user testing. So the feedback that we get, we implement that into our web pages to make them more fast, more user-friendly, more efficient, and just provide the best information in the best way possible to our families and students out there.
So he's basically where the magic happens. So you guys y'all come on the page and you're wondering how all this stuff is happening and how it's so user friendly. Savion is here to make sure it's a well-oiled machine. We are a work in progress. There are some new things happening. So of course, bear with us, but let's just talk through the checklist. So I will scroll here and I'll give you the floor to just kind of talk through what information people should know about why we even decided to have the enrollment checklist and what it is.
Boom. That's a great way to start, Missy. As you know, I'm a co-parent of 3 boys, right? And so one of the things that I love the most is when we have resources, tools and tips, tricks of the trade, anything that, and I oftentimes need a reminder. So anything that I can get to help me, anything hands-on or interactive that I can get to help me, and as far as a resource, I love. So one of the things we're doing across the site, across K12.com, is implementing more interactive pieces, more things that parents and students and families can download and, print and hang up and put on a refrigerator or, have in their binders or their daily planners. And this is the first of many of those pieces. And I'm probably way more excited than I should be about this, but it's downloadable. So this guide that you see here, this checklist here, is not only on the website, but at the bottom, there's a button that says download now. So you can download and print it, like I said, and keep it wherever it works best for your family. But the reason we decided to do that is not only that is a learning that we've gotten feedback from our family community that they wanted more, downloadable and interactive guides, but we've just seen it work so well over the course of, our testing and implementing it. And even now we're doing really great in terms of traffic with this. So it's something that I'm super proud to have worked on as far as our new updates and pages go. And it's something that I hope families find really, really useful as they, move forward in their journey to enrollment.
So what I love is where you can see some of these check marks. So I'm under the understanding that these are some things that are included in the checklist. So you can get excited. You got your course materials. You can download the K12 app. That's where you're going to join the learning coach community. So for our learning coaches, that's our parents, our guardians, those who are coming alongside of our student to support them during the school day with the help of our teachers providing instruction. Our learning coaches have a huge role. You're making sure they're logging in every day, they're taking their tests and quizzes, they're succeeding in the classroom, and you guys need community. So this is a virtual village, all filled with learning coaches from across the United States. They have tips and tricks and giveaways and discussion boards and guest speakers, and you can just come in and watch recordings. So make sure you download that K12 app so you can be a part of the learning coach community. Setting up your workspace, that's very important, making sure students have a quiet place to do their schoolwork. So that's something there, developing the daily schedule. So like Savion said, all of those things that a parent is probably racking their brain about, or learning coach trying to figure out, okay, so like we're in, but what do we do now? All of those questions, for the most part, will be answered in this checklist. So please make sure you visit the page. Again, the link is in the description. Stride K12 Facebook page. What's your story behind the scenes? Just kind of take a look here. The events calendar, that link is already in the description. So happy to see that we are on board with making sure we're providing you with the things that we feel like parents want to know. Parents want to know, how are their kids going to socialize? Are they going to be able to connect with their peers? Things of that nature. So yes, the events calendar is available to you. A day in the life that just walks you through a typical school day. All children are different, our families are different, but it is nice to get an example of what some of the families are doing from the moment they wake up until they shut things down. They share out, what do you do when you hit a roadblock? What do you do when your kid just needs a break? What do you do when you miss a school day? How are you staying on track and finding success? So a day in the life, I already mentioned Stride Career Prep. definitely get familiar with that. The big thing that Savion mentioned that I love about this, you can download this checklist. So make sure you head over, check out all of these check marks, find out what's all available to you. We don't want you to enroll and then feel lost. We don't want you to join this virtual community, this public school at home program, and then you feel like you're in and you're dumped and there's no wraparound support. So we're definitely doing everything we can to try to check things off that list of questions that you have in your head. Savion, before you go, anything else you want to mention about the checklist or anything else that you're working on to make this switch if families are new, or to just allow them to continue to succeed on their journey while they're in their K-12 powered school?
Yes, everything that my team, the web content team, is working on is designed to put the power back in our families' hands to help them transition, right? And so we want to support that. So if you wouldn't mind, would you actually click that download checklist button?
I sure
Because you
will.
made a great call out about the check marks. So we're thinking alike. We made a conscious effort to leave the check marks blank. So parents and families, when you download this and print it off, one of my favorite things is that you can follow along with each other. You can check it off where you left off. Like I said, one of my things is to put it on the refrigerator. If you want to highlight it or check it off. And then, just for example, one of the things that sticks out to me is that engagement and socialization piece when we talk about online learning, right? So I would get to that one and maybe leave that one blank if we're still deciding, hey, do we want to look at some online clubs? Or, do we want to join some extracurriculars or esports? And that way you have a visual reminder wherever you need it to refer back to. So as you already covered, we are thinking about the questions that you might have and helping to try to give you guys reminders, because the truth is none of us have it all figured out and we're not going to remember everything all the time. So whatever we can do to help you along that journey, we're here to do.
And definitely just want to make sure that you find your own way of being organized and finding your own process. There is no one size fits all when it comes to our families and getting acclimated and even getting started. Even if you're a returning family, you're still getting back into the routine after being out during the summertime. So that was a great suggestion. Don't feel like you have to check everything off right away. If you haven't gotten around to it yet, you just haven't gotten to it. Leave it blank, and it'll be a reminder of something else that you need to check off your list. And make sure you're having those conversations with your student. Make sure you guys are coming together and deciding things. I like the idea of putting the power back into the hands of our students and families, because this is really your educational journey. We're really here to just provide resources and provide that instruction and provide socialization and things of that nature, but we want you to get what you need. So happy to have Savion on today. Again, all of those links are in the description. You can find a school. You can find out those 3 easy steps. You can look at the checklist and download it. You can also check that, click on the link for a day in the life. Get familiar with what some of our families, there are a variety of families when you land on that page, videos that you can watch, testimonials that you can read up on, and then that events calendar. You will find the link to the events calendar. Many of our schools have already started, so there are things that students can start preparing to participate in, if not already, very soon. So Savion Stevens, web content manager, the man behind the magic happening on the website. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. As you know, if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, please leave us a comment. If you have any enrollment questions, feel free to comment with those questions. We do have our representatives on hand in real time to answer those questions for you. If you are finding these lives useful, please let us know. And if you've already started school and you have any ideas, tips, or tricks that you can comment to help maybe one of our new families or even a returning family, please make sure you guys engage with us in the comments. We love hearing from you. I will be back. Until then, have a good one. Thanks, Savion.
Thank you, Missy.